Welcome in everyone, my name is Peacekeeper. Welcome to the Town Hall 17, and today for you guys we're going to be talking about the brand new equipment, the Dark Crown. And is it worth it? Should you take it as a freebuild player or just a player in general? Let's figure that out today. So, the Dark Crown is a brand new equipment for the Minion Prince, and it's basically something like this. So, it's a passive ability. It boosts health and damage at a total of 3 times when allies are defeated. So, a total of 60 housing space. You guys see the giants, not the giants, the dragons. Every time they died, the Minion Prince got a boost every single time. So, it gets like I believe 3 boosts and at its max level, and every single boost it does more damage. The max health increases as well, so you can see here just from the little, you can see the threat, and it gets a little boost from the first boost. Next side of dragons dies gets a second boost, and the next side of dragons die again gets a third boost, which is its third and final boost. At level 1, max health increased by 3%, max damage increased by 3%, hit points by 50, and then attack speed increase as well. So should you get it? Do you think you should get it because we have so much more of the equipment? Should you really get it? Let's look at all the equipment we have right now for the Minion Prince, and I have all of them maxed out currently. So we have the Noble Iron. As you guys know, Noble Iron is a passive ability, gives the long range shots, like how the minions that the super minions that we have. This is basically just that ability. We also have the Metal Pants, another active ability as well. Something you activate when you pop the Minion Prince's ability. Creates a protective barrier that reduces damage taken temporarily at a max level. These are the stats. Now we also have the other 2 abilities, which is the Henchman. As you guys know, when you pop the Minion Prince ability, you get 2 henchmen, summons fan bodyguards to support the Minion Prince. Another great ability, and probably one of the best abilities for the Minion Prince, the Dark Orb. This is used in every single dragon attack that I've seen in Minion Prince be a part of. Basically, the Mass Dragons with the RC charge. So, the Dark Orb is one of the best abilities for the Minion Prince. Damage that slowdowns everything it touches. But now let's go over to the crown. Do you think it's worth it? For me, because you will say, okay, well, I might not use the Minion Prince. This is just speaking in terms of other players. The ores might be more worth it. The books might be more worth it. The builder potion might be more worth it in your opinion. And that is all good, and that's all well and good. But for me, I would prefer to get the equipment because equipment changes so many times. Equipment get a buff, equipment get a nerf. As we all know, the Warden's ability got a nerf. So that's gonna change how we attack. But you would think that's the first ability the Wardens ever had from the start of Town Hall 11 when the Warden is introduced. We're at Town 17. Right, Town 17 and the abilities changed. So, would you have really wanted to still have the Warden's ability? Would you really exchange the Warden's ability, one of the strongest abilities in the game? So for me, I would always say, as any players even paid or a new player, I would recommend to get all the equipment for free. If you decide you want to spend for gems, fine by me. But if you're able to get it free, I think it's more worth it. Yes, you might not use it. Yes, you would say, okay, or it's harder to come by, which is true. Or it's harder to come by. But with this medal event, being able to get, I already claimed all of it already. I just had to claim my clan cascade. But I also was given the pass from Jess as well, so I'll probably activate it. But you have so much ore that you can get from these. This is where you can, the meta events are so good. So when a new equipment is introduced, you're able to then get all the ore you want. If you do want to end up buying the ore, that's totally fine. But in my opinion, I think it's probably more worth it to get the equipment. If you don't use it, it is totally fine. There are times that I've taken equipment, I've never even upgraded it. There are some that I've upgraded just to like dump ore, like the snake bracelet. This is getting more into the meta right now. Snake Burst is pretty decent. Then we also have the action figure, which is really good. These are some of the equipment that I'm probably going to max out in due time. And then we also have the lava loon puppet, which is being used a little bit. So that's not more equipment that they can also upgrade having it. So for me, I believe it is more worth it to get the equipment even if you don't upgrade it. Because like I said, equipment will change. Sometimes they get a buff, sometimes they get a nerf. The most equipment that we've always had and always used have gotten debuffs. It sucks. Yes, it does. But then when you get that ore and you upgrade the equipment that's gonna get a debuff in the long run, and the Dark Crown might get a buff in the future, or and maybe the next two updates, you never know. Then you're going up a creek without a paddle, especially if you didn't have the equipment or never if you don't pick the equipment up, then sometimes the meta might get a little ahead of you and it might get a little boring. Every player is different. But for me, I tend to always want to get the new stuff. So even if I don't use the Dark Crown much, I might eventually upgrade it to max and then introduce it into my armies on the Dominion Prince as well. So my take, I would take the Dark Crown. I always prefer to take the new equipment because I don't really want to be spending 1,500 gems on an event that I could have gotten it for free. And other players are different. I am totally fine by that. Other players are different. But for me, I would want to take the Dark Crown and go from there. And then there's other things I can get. I can get more ore. You can say I can get the ore. If I wanted to get one of the ores, I could get the Star Ore. Perfect. I can get the Star Ore and one set of Glory Ore. And the Star Ore is definitely more harder to get. So if you do end up buying pass, maybe getting all the Story Ore is perfect. For a free to play player, you can get 1-on-1, or you can get a builder potion. The builder potions are normally always like the most expensive ones, sadly. But the ore is definitely perfect. When it comes to the books, they're kind of expensive when it comes to this. Then we also have the raid medals. The raid medals don't really give you any books, but if you have been saving gems for a long time, I tend to always save a lot of gems now. 500 gems for the book, actually worth it. It's very worth it. Normally when you have to like gem heroes are like 1,000 gems, so but getting a book for 500 gems is more worth it than anything. The books are definitely like very expensive, especially when it comes down to the runes, Rune of Elixir, Rune of Gold. So 2,100 for them is very expensive. It's very expensive when it comes to that. Then we have the loot and stuff, but I would say that getting the new equipment is way more worth it. But then again, other players are different. So if you decide to get the ore, that's totally fine. But in my case and other players' case, I would say get the Dark Crown first. Always get the Dark Crown. Always get the equipment that is new, because you never know down the line if the equipment that you love to lose, that you literally decide to skip on the Dark Crown and get ore, get build potions, and then decide that the equipment that you are upgrading got a massive nerf and it's more worth and it's not worth it anymore. All the ore you dumped into, you're not gonna get back. So you never know what's gonna happen with something new. The Dark Crown could get a balance. It could get a buff. You never know. So I always prefer to get in new stuff first and then wait down the line. If nothing changes, then I upgrade it. And I always continue with my set of equipment that I use all the time. I switch in between some. I always like the Earthquake boots. Earthquake is really good. And then the Spiky Ball. And then if something had to change with Spiky Ball, I could either use Vamp Stash, which is really good. I like the Vamp Stash. And then change off with the Giant Gauntlet again. It's because I tend to switch those up a lot. And then with the Queen, same thing. Use Action Figure, depending on the army that I'm using. Then using Giant Arrow, Healer Puppet. So I can switch so many times throughout equipment with every single hero that I'm using, and then I go from there. But that's it for me. If you guys did enjoy, let me know down below. Did you pick the Dark Crown? And if you didn't, let me know why. We can have a nice conversation in the comments. But that's it for me. See you guys next time.